What's going on, man? Welcome to the episode. We got some Iferg on the roster today. We're gonna check out what he talking about. He said $1 loadout versus what it was, the $10,000 loadout or something like that. But sure, let's get right into the video. Make sure you like the video right now and subscribe if you're new to the channel.
Free COD mobile loadout, but this is the most expensive loadout of all time. And today, we're gonna be going from a free loadout all the way up to some $10,000 loadouts. However, there's one problem. Free-to-play players seem to think that you can't get any cool skins if you don't spend money. In fact, you probably expect this first build to be dull, terrible, and boring. Well, that's not the case. Now, if you don't play COD Mobile or you're new to the game, you're probably wondering, how the hell do I have a skin that looks like this for free? Well, let me tell you right now. This is actually part of a fairly new event inside of the game where you can unlock free boxes through playing, which give you a chance to get shards. And once you get the required amount, you can unlock this bad boy. There's also a couple of other ones that you can use as well, which I'll show on screen for you now. But obviously everyone wants the Mythic, which is the highest rarity item in Call of Duty Mobile. And also, if you're pay to win like I am, I just bought it. The fact that you can get this as a free weapon is crazy. You know what else you can get for free that's crazy? Call of Duty Mobile. They sponsor today's video, and you should definitely download it in the description down below, as they're the best mobile game on the planet right now. There's actually a few things you can get in COD Mobile that are free that are super cool. Many of them are actually legendary skins. There's also a lot of sentimental items, like this glow stick I have on, because it was released in the first anniversary of this title. If I'm being honest, this AK-117 is the only free mythic that has ever been released in COD Mobile, and it's not a good gun in multiplayer to use, along with it being just nerfed in Battle Royale. However, if you pay, you can get mythics for some of the best weapons in the game. When we get to the $10,000 loadouts, I'm going to show you what I think are the top 5 mythics in COD Mobile right now. Also, if you're wondering about the streaks I've got on, you can obtain them through the store with credits that you can get for free. Question is, where's my nuke? Gotta be real close here. There it is. There is a ton of free stuff that you can use inside of COD, and it's changed dramatically since the game first released back in 2019, because there was no free stuff back then. Even the Battle Pass didn't have any free character skins or any free gun skins, or even free new guns like it does now. We've definitely come a long way. For the $10 loadout, we have to do something that's gonna bring back a wave of nostalgia for me. Released a couple of years ago, we're using a bundle that was designed in collaboration with me. It's the Ferg bundle. This cost around $10, and you basically had a fully kitted out loadout just from this. And it was the first ever skin released in a COD game named after and made to look like a creator. I am incredibly biased towards this loadout for pretty obvious reasons. I mean, it's literally based off me, so definitely hard not to be. But I'm not silly. The free loadout that I just showed you guys with that mythic is obviously better. It has a freaking maxed out tiered weapon. But the chances of you actually getting that are so slim, and you would have had to have grinded for a very long time in order to unlock it. But, for being honest as well, what I am using right here will never be re-released. And although it's got things like this shorty, the nade skin, my character, and many other things, for the small price, all...
Yeah. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about that carrot these niggas raw. I think it's clean though. I think they should have took the hoodie off, maybe put like a little mask on them or something like that, My boy Ferg ain't the best looking, but let's finish it up. I ain't saying I ain't meet it, but man, that boy got something going on. I mess with him though, man. About.
Of at $10. It was released back in 2022. So it's many years old. But if you want something for $10 you could probably get right now, try this out. This is just my favorite $10 loadout. And what's coming in right now is my favorite streak. Oh yeah. Now for the $100 loadout. We got Overkill on here with PDW as our primary and Odin as our secondary. I picked the PDW purely because the gun is actually really good right now, and you should definitely copy my build. But I must say, one thing really caught me off guard while doing this, and that was that money adds up fast, especially if you're not just including the one gun that you're using. You've got the character skin, you've got score streaks, lethals, and tacticals, along with secondaries that all add up the cost of your individual loadout, let alone multiple loadouts. So at this point, I couldn't even use a legendary unless I used one of those free ones. My personal favorite being the DR Edge. However, you have a couple to choose from like this or that. Now, if you want to get a different loadout, it's worth about 100. You could just get free skins on and put on a legendary gun skin, and that would equal roughly $100. But I wanted to spread it amongst the entirety of the loadout with character skins included. So that's why I have 2 epics. Also, check out my Annihilator. It's also an epic. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. The cool thing about Overkill is you don't really need to rock Vulture. Woohoo! There's my nuke. As you have 2 different guns that have the perfect loadouts on them. Oh my gosh, this Odin's juicy too. You actually picked this one up from a battle pass. But the main cool thing about this particular loadout is my skin. Yup. He's pretty freaking cool. The Witch Doctor. But before we move on to the $1,000 loadouts, to me, that PDW Medieval is priceless because of the story behind it.
Yes, we got it! Oh my gosh, finally, dude. I spent nearly £1,000. So that was like $1,500, $1,600.
Several months later.
There are other skins in the game that are currently priceless because of how rare they are or how OG they are, like the Season 1 Ghost. You can only obtain this in the pre-season betas or the first season of COD Mobile, along with the Red Action, AK-47, the DLQ Red Action, and the Buy 15 Red Action. At the time, these weren't really expensive, but nowadays, everyone wants them. This happens a lot in COD, where maybe you don't have enough money to buy something at that particular point, you don't get it, and then months down the line, you really want it. And there's also the people that didn't play back in those days that have never had access to gaining something so rare. Of course, many battle passes have been brought back out. The Season 1 and 2 of 2019 have never been re-released and have some of the coolest skins like these glaciers ever brought to the game. And while we go into this $1,000 loadout, that begs the question of what's cooler, a really expensive loadout or a really rare one? So this is a $1,000 loadout. And obviously we have a paid for Type 19 Mythic, which has one of the best animations for any inspection ever. I've actually combined it with the Dark Nikto character skin, which as far as legendary character skins go, definitely has the most aura. Now, mythics aren't just about having a really good skin. Some of them, like this one, are incredibly worthwhile just because they have a good iron sight. In fact, they have multiple to choose from. Oh yeah. Which helps long-range fights like that. And obviously, you could make the argument that having skins like this...
Say, how many of y'all got that mythic, what is it, Type 19 in y'all loadout? How many of y'all paid for it? Let me know in the comments if you got it or if you don't got it.
Are not required because you can just pick them up. And I actually completely agree with that to a degree. Because if you want to use a certain gun, everyone on the other team might not have it with the specific attachments that you want on it, and or that specific mythic skin that you want to have that great iron sight. Like, look at this AK-117 I just picked up. You think I want to use something like that? No. Look at that. Just the iron sight is just helping so much. Ooh. Oh my god. Beautiful advance, ready to go. There we are. They should come back here, I would say. Yep. They always do at the end of the day.
Run it back there like
This is just proven to be amazing. Got you too. Rotate around and get our nuke. There it is. I would say the mythics just kind of elevate things to the next level.
And that's probably why everyone buys them.
I know that's why I buy them.
Because this gun's one of the best weapons in the entire game, and I got that nuke so fast, I actually tried to go for a double.
See ya. Oh, I thought he would have died to the combat nade. Put this down for my teammates. Why not? Other fence. Uh-oh. Gotcha. Lovely. Love that. We got an advance there. Ready for this. This guy should peek. They always come back. Yes, they do. And there's a quick double nuke.
With the $1,000 loadout.
Of course, heavily biased towards using the Type 19 as a mythic, which you could pick up for $400, maybe even less, depending on where you live in the world.
Now we go to the most expensive loadout in the game currently. Combining Overkill with two of the most outlandish skins of all time.
That's that thing.
You see this right here? This is a trip mine. Anyway, you see this loadout right here? This is worth $2,900. So let's round it up and call it 3,000 for one loadout. That makes it single-handedly the most expensive loadout ever in COD Mobile. There's a couple of different factors for that. Of course, all the score streaks and the lethals and tacticals are legendary. But what really sets this apart is the overkill combined with these two skins called the Frostfires. They were released together. Basically, they're special variants of mythics. Once you have the maxed mythic Krieg and also the maxed mythic Jack 12 Rising Ashes, you can combine them and unlock the Frostfire, which gives you a 1 of 1 camo. Well, I guess I just say 2 of 2 camo. Oh my god, turned on. Because both of them have it to use for the guns. Oh my gosh, I'm cooking.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This means these skins are worth $800 each, which is obviously completely ridiculous. Especially considering this is a free game. But that's just where we're at nowadays. See ya! And there's my nuke. Wouldn't wanna be ya. Do you need to have these to win games? No. But does it make winning more enjoyable?
Absolutely.
Boom.
Easy peasy. As promised, let's take a look at my top 5 favorite mythics with loadouts that would combine up to $10,000. Straight off the bat, you gotta use a USS-9. It got nerfed recently, but it's still a valuable option. Next up, we've got the Odin mythic, which has an amazing iron sight, but don't let that distract you from the Type 19 one, which also, compared to its default iron sight, has a beautiful one to use. There's also an MG42 for those of you that don't like being accurate with your shots and just want to spray and pray. Unfortunately, this gun did also get nerfed, but all of these are still viable in today's meta. And lastly, the BP50 and XM4, which again aren't the #1 gun, but still can be used. Now you've seen some of the craziest loadouts of all time. Which price point are you in for loadouts? And what do you think is the best value for money?
Yep, most definitely. My personal opinion, that Ice Drake Krieg loadout, that's that pressure for sure. Let me know in the comments what y'all think the best loadout was in that video, and what's your favorite mythic of all time. Let me know in the comments. I'm out.